Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. And for the next 10 minutes, maybe I shall be talking to you about my presentation. My presentation this time discusses about get to know a healthy diet to prevent obesity. Before we move on to the next slide, let me introduce myself. My name is Hanifah NUR'AINI. I am a student from the Department of Nutrition, Polytechnic of the Ministry of Health Semarang. Maybe that's enough for the introduction. Then I will present my presentation about obesity. This is a definition of obesity. Obesity is defined as a chronic, progressive, relapsing, and treatable multifactorial neurobehavioral disease wherein an increase in body fat promotes adipose tissue dysfunction and abnormal fat mass physical process, resulting in adverse metabolic, biomechanical, and psychosocial health consequence. Obesity is defined as a chronic. Why is obesity considered a disease? Because if obesity is considered to be a disease, people will be more concerned with this condition. There are actually many definitions of obesity, right? However, this is the definition we use every day. Obesity is the accumulation of excess fat in the body, and obesity have a central obesity. If you have central obesity, if the abdominal circumference is above 90 cm for men and above 80 cm for a woman. A simple way to determine obesity can use the body mass index or BMI. And this is a way to calculate BMI. This is a classification of BMI. If you underweight, you have BMI under 18.5, and if you normal you have BMI 18.5 to 20.9, and if you overweight you have BMI 23 to 24.9, and if you obesity type 1 you have BMI 25 to 29.9, and if you have obesity type 2, your BMI is above 30. This is we have Western Pacific region BMI, and obesity have many effects. In 2016, the prevalence of obesity in the world has almost tripled compared to 1975. In 2014, more than 1.9 billion aged more than 18 years women were overweight. From this data, 600 million of them were obese. And then overweight at age more than 18 years old consisted of 39% male and 40 female, and 13% experienced obesity. And then more than 314 million children and adolescents aged 5 to 19 years are overweight or obese. And don't worry, obesity can be prevented. And this is data from risk studies from the prevalence of obese in children under 5 from 2018 to 2021 has decreased. And this is about risk studies data about central obesity at age then 15 years at 2007 to 2018, which has increased. And this is data risk studies data for proportion of overweight and obesity in adults above 18 years in 2007 to 2018. And this is obesity in Indonesia. This is high prevalence, where 1 in 3 adults is obese and 1 in 5 children is obese or overweight. And this is the causes of obesity. One is genetic. Hormone and nervous determine eating activity and satiety. Genetic effect, the number and size of fat cells. Fat distribution in the body, RMR. Genetic is a predisposing factor, 90% to 70% of obesity. And then physical activity, recommendation 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity and 2 sessions of muscle strengthening for general health. 250 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity per week for weight loss and weight loss maintenance. And then we have low birth weight infant, and then drug like diabetic drug, physicotropic, antidepressant, steroid, antihypertensive drug is this causes of obesity. And then we have sleep, stress, and circadian rhythm, altering the endocrine regulation of hunger and appetite, increasing excessive energy intake, changing the amount, composition, distribution of food intake, and may contribute to the obesity epidemic. Improve circadian rhythm disturbance and increase body fat. And then we have high energy intake. High energy intake that come from protein, carbohydrate, and fat will be stored. High consumption of simple carbohydrate will increase PP insulin, which trigger energy storage in the form of triglyceride. High insulin level increase hunger to induce a decrease in glucose and encourage research for food that are high in energy. Saturated fat has a weight gain effect. And then we have obesogen. Obesogen are chemical compounds that interfere with the normal metabolism of lipid and result in overweight and obesity. And then we have psychological and social economic, and then the last one is gut microflora and diet. The gut has a bigger role in energy balance. A diet of highly processed food, basically devoid of indigestible polysaccharide, antithesis and reinforce the downward spiral of inflammation, increase the tendency to store fat, and dysregulation of appetite and satiety. Uh, and then this is obesity has a factor, most of which are non-communicable disease, namely diabetes mellitus, and then various types of cancer, coronary heart disease, hypertension, and osteoarthritis. So to prevent obesity, we need a healthy diet, right? And what is meant by healthy diet? Healthy diet is organized or managed meal to help maintain health or improve overall health. A healthy diet provides essential nutrients for the body, namely macronutrient and micronutrient, as well as sufficient food to prevent non-communicable disease such as diabetes, cancer, stroke, heart disease, and obesity. There are various types of diet that are familiar to our ears, and these diets are usually introduced by influencer, and which diet work best? Vegan diet, or no carb diet, or maybe no dinner diet, or intermittent fasting, or fasting diet is a method for managing eating pattern by fasting for some time. But within that time, you can still consume drink. And actually, these diets are good. But we have to look at the condition of our bodies. And each person may have a different type of diet. Okay. A healthy diet to prevent obesity. So, to prevent obesity, we need a balance between intake in and intake out. And we also need macronutrient and micronutrient. Macronutrients such as carbohydrate, protein, fat, and fluid. And micronutrients such as vitamin and mineral. The carbohydrate we eat should be complex carbohydrates such as rice, potatoes, and wheat, compared to simple carbohydrates such as sugar. The fat consumed should be from vegetable fat compared to animal fat such as corn oil or olive oil. And then this is intervention to obesity. So if can conclude, the intervention of obesity, one therapeutic intervention. Dietary and lifestyle intervention. Dietary and lifestyle intervention are decreasing energy intake and increasing energy expenditure through a balanced dietary and exercise program are an essential component of all weight management program. Diet program may produce weight loss over the short term. Physical exercise such as walking, running, and cycling are ways of exercising the most effective for reducing body fat. The American Heart Association recommended a minimum of 30 minutes of moderate exercise for at least 5 days a week to maintain health. And then weight loss drug. There are 4 drugs that have been approved by the Food and Drug Association, namely Senecal, Contrave, Ischemia, and Lorcaserin. This drug is consumed if it feels very difficult to lose weight, and it is not recommended by health for exercise use because it has a side effect for the body. And then sugary. In a large proportion of the population, surgery is performed for obesity morbid. Body mass index (BMI) above 35 kg per meter cubic. The limited evidence suggests that above 35 kg per meter quadrat. The limited evidence suggests that surgery is more effective than conventional management for weight loss in morbid obesity. So, the surgery is also not recommended if the BMI are above 30 kg per meter quadrat. And so, if conclusion, I can conclude that obesity is a common nutritional problem. The causes of obesity start from unhealthy food intake, genetic, environment, activity, and etc. It would be good if education in school and home introduces the importance of health so that things like obesity can be prevented. The impact causes by obesity is low self-esteem and less confident if prolonged will experience social isolation and depression. The importance of health is one of them to maintain activity we are in maximum performance and also in good physical condition will produce something good anyway. Therefore, do not forget to always exercise because exercise is one way to prevent obesity from an early age. Okay, this is reference I have, and this is the presentation that I can describe. If there is a word wrong, I apologize. Thank you for being willing to listen. Bye, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.